What's going on? I had so much fun last week bringing you that content as we put together our ideas and thought about what is our dream. So now that we got the dream all put together and thought about what it is that we want to actually pursue and what's in our spirit that we want to get out of life, we need to think about what is our why. Now, a why is almost just as important as the dream because a why is actually the purpose for what it is we are doing. Whoa. So some of y'all might be thinking, a why? So how does a why differ from a dream? It kind of sounds like the same thing. Well, let me explain. Now, we all know that professional ball player who didn't come from much. Maybe they came out of poverty. Maybe they didn't have anything as a childhood. They didn't have a great high school facilities to work out in. Maybe, they didn't have the best support system at home. Or maybe they didn't even have food really on the table every night. All I'm saying is that was there to support their why. Their why was that life that they lived growing up. They wanted to know that they never had to go through that again for their family. Because when they fulfilled their dream to make it to the pros, their family and their generations from thereafter will never have to go through that again. And that is the difference between a why and a dream. Now let's talk about it. Now, a lot of people use family or objects. A lot of people will say, I want to be in that house one day, or I want my mother and father, or brother and sister, daughter and son to be in that better situation than I was coming up. You need to make it bigger than any other adversity that could come into your life while you're pursuing that dream. Because if your why isn't strong enough, some adversity is gonna come through and just push you out of the way. And it's gonna happen, so don't act like, it's gonna be smooth sailing into your dream because adversity is coming after you. As soon as you put that dream out into the universe, it's gonna be happening. So you gotta be ready for that adversity and you gotta have that why. You gotta have that big picture why there and keeping you going day in and day out because you are never gonna let your son or daughter down. So that's gonna be your ultimate why or whatever it is for you. Because when you and those days get so hard and so tough, you can look at that loved one or look at that object that you so strongly desire or whatever it is, and you say, I will not give up on this why. I will not give up because it is something that I have always wanted my entire life was to put that person or I want that thing for that better life. Now make that why known. Put it out to the universe. Repeat it day in, day out, and day in and day out. Write it down. Put it in your mirror when you're getting ready in the morning. Talk about it. Pray about it. Speak to others about it. Do whatever you gotta do to keep it repeating in your everyday life, to get it into your spirit, get it into your soul. And you just gotta start to live it and breathe it and obsess over it because over time, it's just gonna start to create this momentum and you're gonna be steamrolling ahead and you're gonna look back in 3 or 4 years and look how far you came in just a short amount of time. And before you know it, you will be living in that dream. All right, so now you're saying, why do I even need a why if I got this big dream? Well, because it's going to give you a sense of purpose. It's going to keep you centered. It's going to recycle your pain for that adversity because when you get home on those dog days and you look down at your little girl or your son and you look at your mother and you're going to go take a nap or go to bed and you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to do it over and over again because you want that why more than anything in this world. It takes me back to high school when I was playing high school football. I'll never forget, we were getting ready to play this top team in the state and my football coach was so excited and all the players were so excited. The whole school was so excited to play this school. And I'll never forget, the coach took us the day before the game and explained to us about this school. He said to us, the reason this school is so good year in and year out is because their only way out of their situation is to make it to the pros. Because that was their why. It's that simple. The dream was the pros and the why was to get out of their current situation because it wasn't favorable. They didn't want to put future families through it. So it just really hit home and that is just such a strong why. When you're talking about family, you want to make sure that nobody in the future has to go through what you had to go through. That is the biggest why I think anybody can really have, bigger than any material object. We're talking about family legacy here. So that is why We need to focus on making that why so big and so drastic so that we can look at it every day and say, I'm not giving up on that, because this pain is not worth quitting on. Now write that why down, and remember, I'm big on envisioning, so start to envision it. Envision what that life is gonna be like for your son or daughter, your mother, your father, or whomever, whatever lifestyle it is. If it's a house, how many stories? What's the landscaping? What's the backyard gonna look like? What are the weekends and holidays gonna be like? What is the kitchen gonna look like? Start envisioning these things. If it's a family member, start to envision what their life is gonna be as a result. Like what your children's life is gonna look like when they're 20 years old, and what they're gonna have that you didn't have because you went and pursued this day in and day out and day in and day out and just kept after it and never quit because your why was so strong, and in the end, they're gonna reap the benefits because your why was strong and you stuck to the dream every single day. Come on, y'all. Are y'all feeling it? I'm already beginning to feel the momentum after just 2 videos. Now again, let's explain to you, my why is my family legacy, my 3 kids, and their children after that. You know, all I want to see is the generations from here on out to live that better life. I put the real estate into effect. I put these videos into effect because for future generations to come, I want the real estate to provide for them financially. I want these videos to be a blueprint to what they need to do to succeed. If for any reason something shall happen to the real estate, we're gonna push through that adversity because we got that passion for progress. And any obstacles that come into our life, any adversity that comes into our life, we got our why now. And our why is so strong that we're gonna push right through it, and we're gonna keep on towards the dream, because that life that is up ahead, ain't nobody can stop us now, because we got the passion for progress.